here in front of European institutions to expose the role of Pakistan, because why we are against this GSP plus status which has been given by the European institutions, which has been given the European Union to Pakistan for the betterment of the people of Pakistan, for the betterment of the people of the peripheries, for the betterment people of the Pashtun, for the betterment of the people of the Kashmiris, for the betterment of the people of the whole Pakistan and its peripheries and Afghanistan. But unfortunately, Pakistan is using these money in terrorism and extremism activities. For example, Pakistan hosted an international terrorist, Osama bin Laden, in garrison town of Abbottabad, near the military base, near the military cantonment. So, we are gathered here in front of these European institutions to expose the role of Pakistan regarding the human rights violation in Afghanistan, which has been perpetrated by Pakistan, the human rights violation in POK, Pakistani occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the atrocities which has been committed in Gilgit and Baltistan, the atrocities committed in Balochistan, the atrocities committed in Sindh, the atrocities committed in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and PTM is one of the victims of that atrocities. Dear friends and colleagues, we are here in front of European institutions to expose the role of Pakistan, to ask the European institution do not extend or do not renew the GSP plus status to Pakistan, because whenever you renew the status of GSP plus status, the money come from these GSP plus status, the money come from these trade agreements, the money come from that goes to the army generals, and army generals put that money for the extremism and terrorism activities, to bleed India, to bleed Balochistan, to bleed Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, to bleed whole Pakistan. We urge this European institution through this demonstration to suspend immediately the GSP plus status of Pakistan, because Pakistan is a failed state. Pakistan is a security state which actually commit the crime against humanity, which actually commit the crime against Pashtun, which commit the crime against Balochistan. There are a lot of people who are disappeared in Balochistan. There are a lot of people who are disappeared in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. There are a lot of people who are disappeared in Jammu and Kashmir. There are a lot of people who are disappeared in Gilgit and Baltistan. So we urge this European institution suspend the GSP plus status immediately and give a very clear message to Pakistan. Do not use terrorism and Islam as a foreign policy tool. Dear friends and colleagues, recently Pakistani former Prime Minister has clearly build a narrative against EU, build a narrative against the America. Dear friends and colleagues, Pakistan don't need this GSP plus status, because Pakistan do not respect human rights. Well, we urge this European institution, we urge this European Commission, we urge this European Council to suspend the GSP plus status, because European Union take the human rights on priority, but Pakistan do not respect the human rights. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to add also the feudal system in Pakistan. So this GSP plus status is made to make the people richer, not to make the landlords richer. And we have now a system in Pakistan, a feudal system. And this feudal system is actually causing abuse of human rights. Because these people, these ordinary people, have to work for landlords. And these landlords are abusing children. Children don't go to school because they have to work for the landlords. the parents, they cannot do anything. They don't earn money. They can live on the real estates, but it's not their property. So you have this landlord system, and you are not making the people richer. You only make fundamentalist landlords richer. And these fundamental landlords are sponsoring terrorism everywhere. We see the Al-Haqqani network in Afghanistan, sponsored by Pakistan. Sponsored, and this is sponsored also by the Pakistani landlords. So why is European Union working together to make terrorism bigger in Pakistan and making terrorism bigger in Afghanistan? So that's our question. And it's not only our question, it was the question of a whole majority of the European Parliament, a whole majority who worked for this resolution. And this resolution was approved. Afterwards, the European Commission didn't take this into account. And so we are asking today to respect the efforts of the majority of the European Parliament, a majority who represents 40, 50 million Europeans. And this majority is ignored by this European Commission. We cannot accept this, and we ask to stop immediately the GSP plus status of Pakistan. Thank you.